If you're watching this, there's a really good chance you're walking around carrying this immense, completely unseen weight. Well, welcome to this explainer. Today, I'm stepping into the role of your mentor because we're going to explore something profoundly beautiful and honestly, deeply resonant, inspired by the insights of Joanna Gaich. You see, you're engaged in this exhausting yet entirely sacred work of breaking ancestral trauma. It's a journey of conscious parenting, and let's be real, it asks absolutely everything of you. I just want to say right up front, I see you, and I want you to know that the work you are doing right now, it's literally nothing short of a quiet and sacred revolution. Let's just dive right into the absolute heart of the matter. The quote goes, "Few people truly understand the monumental effort it takes to break ancestral patterns whilst raising your own children." Man, I really want to validate that bone-deep exhaustion you might be feeling today, because we rarely talk about those moments of sheer fatigue, do we? This journey of conscious parenting, it isn't just a list of daily tasks. It's not just making lunches, managing schedules, or wrangling kids into bed. No, it is a heroic calling. You are actively dismantling generations of pain while at the exact same time trying to raise whole, healthy human beings. It's a monumental effort, truly. And you face this crossroads multiple times, every single day. On one side, you've got the path of least resistance. When you're totally exhausted, your mind naturally just wants to coax you toward familiar childhood reactions, like that sudden bubbling urge to yell when a full glass of milk spills all over the floor. It pushes you toward the very things that wounded you for years, simply because biologically, neurologically, that's what's familiar. But then, on the other side, is the conscious choice. This is you standing there with absolutely nothing left in the tank, choosing to do it differently anyway. You are outright refusing to pass down the hurt that was inflicted upon you, which brings us to the invisible battle. Look, stopping that automatic urge to repeat old patterns requires an incredible amount of restraints. And the crazy part, no one sees the hurtful words you didn't say. No one sees that harsh reaction you somehow managed to swallow down. You're fighting this massive internal ordeal right when you are at your most physically and emotionally drained. As a coach, I see so many incredible people beat themselves up because they find this hard. But of course it's hard. You are literally fighting against deeply ingrained programming. So, what does it actually take to win that battle? Well, the energy of conscious parenting demands 4 massive outputs of focus. First off, you need deep mindfulness, just to catch yourself in that split second before you react. Second, and this is a big one, radical self-observation. But the absolute key here is doing it without judgment. You have to be able to look at your own flaws without shaming yourself. Third is the conscious processing of all those heavy emotions that bubble up. And finally, you have to tame your own ego and your natural defense mechanisms. Think about that for a second. This isn't just some modern parenting technique. This is a profound spiritual practice. But because it's such a deep practice, it can feel incredibly isolating. It leads to what we call the paradox of care. In your hardest moments, this really heavy sense of loneliness can creep in. You desperately crave to be mothered or fathered yourself, right? Just to be held, soothed, and told everything's going to be okay. But here's the paradox. You aren't actually longing for your own parents, because, well, they're the ones you're trying to heal from. You're longing for the archetype of the parent you never had. You're desperate to be taken care of, yet you are the one doing all the caring, fighting this massive battle entirely on your own. So, that begs the ultimate question. If you're alone, if you're exhausted, and you're the one doing all the heavy lifting, how on earth do we survive this lonely battlefield to protect the future? How do you keep showing up day after day when your tank is completely on empty? Well, to answer that, we need to shift our focus just a bit. We need to look at the actual mechanics of this struggle and pivot straight into the hero's inner journey. The secret here is breaking this monumental task down into a manageable daily practice. You really don't have to heal decades of trauma all at once. You just have to win these tiny daily micro battles. Step 1, pause in the moment. Just find that one single second of space between a trigger and your response. Step 2, rewrite the script. Actually tell yourself, I am safe, my child is safe, I don't have to react the way my parents did. And step 3, choose conscious awareness over that automatic reaction. Now, I know it sounds super simple in theory, but mastering that 3-step cycle in the heat of a chaotic Tuesday morning, that takes immense bravery. But here's the thing. When you commit to those 3 steps, when you pause, when you rewrite, when you choose awareness, absolute magic happens. You don't just change your child's future, you literally rewrite your own history. Just let that sink in for a second. the healing doesn't just flow forward to your kids, it flows backward in time to you. This is the exact moment where the narrative shifts from simply raising a child to profoundly, deeply healing yourself. In the coaching world, we call this reparenting the inner child. Think of that little girl or boy inside of you, the one who was once unseen, shamed, or maybe just left to fend for themselves. That younger version of you is watching you today. Every time you fiercely protect and gently guide your children, you are simultaneously protecting and healing that little version of yourself. You're showing them an adult stepping up and doing what literally no one else could do for them back then. She sees a matriarch breaking the chain of pain. I absolutely love that line from the source material. And hey, whether you're a matriarch or a patriarch watching this right now, I want to speak directly to your inner strength, your daily struggles, the times you bite your tongue, the times you force a deep breath instead of yelling, the times you actually apologize to your kids when you mess up. These are not small things. You are breaking a multi-generational chain of pain. You are making sure the buck stops right here, right now, with you. And that, my friends, is exactly why we frame this entire journey as a revolution. Every time you choose love over fear and presence over automatic reactions, you are staging a quiet revolution. We call it quiet because, let's face it, there are no parades for not losing your temper. No one's handing out gold medals for the conscious processing of your heavy emotions. It happens in the quiet moments in your living room or while taking a deep breath alone in the kitchen. But make absolutely no mistake, led by love, this is a sacred, earth-shattering revolution. Now, as your mentor today, I've got to ground us in the reality of this journey. You are probably going to feel like you aren't doing enough. And listen to me, you will make mistakes. You will absolutely lose your patience over someone losing their shoes for the 5th time. You will doubt your worth. But all of that is just part of the process. The very fact that you have chosen this path speaks to a fierce, undeniable strength inside you. I mean, not everyone chooses this. Not everyone is brave enough to look at their own open wounds instead of just passing them on as a toxic inheritance to their kids. So if you're sitting there right now feeling lonely or utterly exhausted or just full of doubt today, I want you to remember this one undeniable truth. Your work might be completely invisible to the world right now, but it will be felt for generations. A lack of immediate applause does not diminish the sheer magnitude of your legacy. You are laying down a foundation of emotional safety that is going to outlast you. And honestly, here's the ultimate victory of this invisible battle. Right next to you, a child is growing up who will never, ever have to heal from the things you are so bravely healing today. Think about how profound that is. Just because you chose to do the heavy, exhausting, often lonely work of self-observation and mindfulness, your child simply gets to be a child. They get to start their life from a place of wholeness rather than a place of recovery. So, my final word of encouragement to you today is simply this: keep going. You are changing everything. Even on the days where you feel like you're totally failing, your commitment to making that conscious choice is completely reshaping the future of your family tree. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought to ponder as you step back into the chaos of your daily life. Will you continue to answer the call of this quiet, sacred revolution for the generations to come? It takes monumental effort, no doubt about it, but I know for a fact you have the strength to rewrite history. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I really hope this leaves you inspired to keep building your incredible legacy of healing.